Welcome back to another episode of ROC Boys Football. We're continuing with our 2022 NFL Draft teams. Got the Seattle Seahawks next, a team that we haven't done yet just because they didn't really have any picks until they trade Russell Wilson. It's looking like it's a full team rebuild as we get into this draft. So we're really going to be focusing on getting players who are going to be there for a while, who are going to be good players, really best player available. They have a lot of holes. Obviously, quarterback is one of them. I just don't know if I love any quarterback. Coming up, let's kick this draft off. Before we get into it, the support has been unreal. I feel like the other day I was talking about 750 subscribers. We're at over 800 now. Y'all are absolutely goated for the support to the channel. We love talking ball and appreciate you guys liking talking ball with us. So pick number 9, Seattle Seahawks. I do like them going tackle. I think Charles Cross, Ike Ekwonu, or Evan Neal, any of these guys that fall to 9, you're getting a guy that has all pro tackle potential, a position that hasn't been great for Seattle, but it's also like you're getting a young tackle who's going to be good for years. I'm really confident in all 3 of these prospects. Obviously, Charles Cross being my favorite. PFF has him a little bit higher. He ends up going 6 to the Panthers, which is a good pick. We're going to go take Evan Neal, a guy that I think is the best blend of the two. Evan Neal's very good in the run game. I think he has some stuff to clean up in pass protection, but the sheer length and athleticism that he shows at that size, he really gets it done in pass pro too. For a while was consensus offensive tackle 1. We have him as offensive tackle 3 on our big board. But again, we say it all the time. Him, Icky, Charles Cross, they're all going to be really, really good for whatever team they go to. So Seattle has 2 picks in the second round. And this is where I wonder if like a quarterback falls. So like you have Kenny Pickett there, and I think Pete Carroll's absolutely going to love Kenny Pickett. I think it might be a down year for them. I also don't even hate like trading DK Metcalf just because you're going to have to pay him so much money with some of the contracts that you're seeing come up. We're going to stick to what we talked about though. We're going to go best player available. I'm sure some of you guys, and you guys have great arguments. Kenny Pickett is super ready to be a solid quarterback in the NFL. He's the most NFL ready quarterback in terms of progression, accuracy, making smart, quick decisions. I'm telling you what, though, Jalen Pitre on the board here. I have him I have a first round grade on him. I think he's really special. We're going to take him. I think he can do a lot. I think he can play safety. He can play like that deep cover one side. He can come up he's a freak, an absolute sicko in the box, playing behind the line of scrimmage, sacks, tackles for loss, negative plays. That's the key to having good defense. I think Jalen Pitre is a guy that you can come in. I get you have Jamal Adams, and he likes to do that. Having Jalen Pitre, Jamal Adams, Jalen Pitre offers a lot more effective coverage than Jamal Adams does. You're having 2 guys that allow you just to play some really unique defense packages. I like that pick a lot. I like the player a lot. I think Nik Bontto could be a really interesting pick here as well. You have a decent amount of edge classes, but I think Nik Bontto is a little bit better than some of the guys. We're going to take a look at the edge group in general. I think Nik Bontto will have a little bit more higher grade than him on Kingsley or Drake Jackson. Nik Bonitto's first step is disgusting. I think he's pretty scheme specific. So when you're going to take him, you got to have a good plan of how you're going to use him, because him putting his hand in the dirt on 1st and 10, he gets moved a lot in the run game. But he's an elite pass rusher, and if you're drafting an edge guy in the top 50, you want an elite guy who can get after the passer. We're going to go get Nik Bontto. Drake Jackson I like, but I think he has a lot of work to do. And Nik Bontto is like proven to be one of the best pass rushers in college football last year. I do like that pick a lot. And a guy that you can maybe put on a little bit more weight to the frame, and he won't become such a liability in the run game like kind of saw at Oklahoma. Pick 72. Obviously, I have to take a look at the Seattle Seahawks depth chart because it's just changed so much. I like Jordan Brooks from Texas Tech. Obviously, Bobby Wagner's gone too. So this is kind of the sweet spot. Maybe a legit corner. We're gonna try to stick to best player available. I do like Martin Emerson. I like John Mechie a lot. I mean, the receiving room is pretty good, and I do like John Mechie there, though, man. I really do. I do like Daniel. I don't not like Daniel Flowers. That's a lie. I don't like him. I like Marcus Jones. The thing is, Jalen Pitre is probably going to be playing that nickel that you want Marcus Jones to play. And so we might have to pass on him. What is the linebacking group looking like? Because I think there's a sweet spot with the linebackers that we might have missed out on a lot. Damone Clark's a guy that you probably just have to wait. Darren Beavers, I'm not in love with. I'd probably wait and get a Malcolm Rodriguez before I go get. We might have to go John Mechie. John Mechie's a guy that I feel like people like forget about him because Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle, Jameson Williams, they were all such good wide receivers for Alabama. John Mechie for the last 2 years was one of the most productive, efficient, and complete wide receivers in this class. Obviously, coming off an injury is concerning. In terms of creating separation, having good hands, really polished route running, John Mechie ticks every single one of those boxes. I think he's just a really underrated prospect in general. And it's kind of a theme. There's a lot of underrated, really just solid wide. Like Chris Olave is another guy that people are talking about him falling. Chris Olave is nothing pretty, like a Treylon Burks, a Jameson Williams with the speed, but he just gets the job done. I really do think it's like a Devontae Adams type, not necessarily comp, but it's the same idea that they're just super solid guys who create separation, get open, whether it's in man coverage or zone, and make plays. They move the chains. Zach Tom's a guy. It's a position that I think Seattle needs to work on at that offensive line, and you're getting Zach Tom, a 4-year starter at Wake. He played center for his first 2 years. It's kind of an underdeveloped athlete. I think he was a 2-star recruit coming out of Louisiana at Wake Forest. Super smart. He moves out to left tackle for his last 2 years, first-team All-ACC guy. He moves out to left tackle, not necessarily because he's going to be a great tackle, but he's the best offensive lineman on that team, and he was a great tackle. I think he can play tackle at the next level. I think he can play inside at center or guard too. I mean, this dude can legit play anywhere you need him to play. You guys know I'm a huge Zach Tom fan. Bailey Zappi here because he can sling it. Like the numbers he put up are just absolutely gross. We're gonna pass on him though. I don't hate Cordell Flott. He's been getting a lot of buzz lately. Cal Wright. Yeah, the cornerbacks aren't great. I wish we kind of got more true cornerback. I know Jalen Pitre, but he's more of a slot nickel guy. Dominique Robinson, I don't hate. He's kind of a project, but I don't hate him. You know, we might go cornerback here. Actually, do we take Bailey Zappi? Can Bailey Zappi be better than Drew Lock and Geno Smith? We're going to check cornerback real quick, and then we might actually just take Bailey Zappi. Because at the end of the day, Bailey Zappi's numbers he put up at Western Kentucky, I know it wasn't like a pro-style like offense, but he was sick. We're going to take a flyer. Screw it. We're going to take a flyer. Bailey Zappi. We're going to do it. Let me know what you guys think of that. He's a guy that can come in and compete. I feel like it's an interesting look, I think. It's an interesting look. I think you can we already kind of addressed the interior. Let's take a look at the edge group. Adam Anderson, a guy that you probably just have to lay off until you see what the charges that are pretty significant come back as. Is Malcolm Rodriguez on the board anymore? Because he's a guy that I love. I love Malcolm Rodriguez's game. He's not. I do like Aruzurike a lot. We're going to go with Michael Clemens. Michael Clemens is a traits guy. You take a look at what Michael Clemens looks like with the length that he has, the explosiveness that he has. I like a lot about what he brings to the table. He just doesn't have I shouldn't say he doesn't have a clue. That sounds bad. He doesn't have a plan when he goes and rushes the passer. He's got super long arms. He's explosive, but he just doesn't use those arms. He kind of flails them out. I think he's a guy that you can get in. I'll tell you this. He flashed more than DeMarvin Leal did when you watched the Texas A&M tape. It's kind of how Michael Clemens came onto my radar. Watching the Marvin Leal, I'm like, this number 2 guy can ball. Like he's got the look to him. I think he just needs to clean up how he rushes the passer. But I think there's a lot to like about his game, and a defensive line coach can be like, give me that guy. Let me get my hands on him. Let me teach him a little bit how to rush the passer. I think he can be a decent guy. Jason Poe, he's been getting some love as of late. Austin DeCoulis is a guy that I actually like a lot about his game. Is there any? There's a cornerback that I like as a sleeper. Let's see if he's still available. Kalen Barnes is a freak. He tested like a freak. We're going to go get Vinny Gray, though. Vinny Gray is a guy that he is long. He's pretty smooth. He just has horrible ball skills. And again, when you're talking about traits, like this guy has really good movement. He's really smooth. He's long. But whenever the ball was in the air, Michigan, trust me, as a Michigan fan, I saw for the – trying to record. I'm trying to record a pod right now. Let's take a look at what PFF grades me out as. A+, A minus, C. Oh, we killed it. A minus grade. That's one of the higher ones PFF gave me. The picks I really like. I like Evan Neal. I think if the Seattle Seahawks can get a tackle at 9, that'd be awesome. I prefer Charles Cross. I think he might fall there. Jalen Pitre is a guy who's just a playmaker. You get him, Jamal Adams on the field at the same time. You got some serious playmakers. As much as I don't love Jamal Adams, he still does make plays. Nik Bontto, a guy that his first step is something crazy. He's a guy that I think you just got to work on a little bit with the run game. Zach Tom, he's a Rock Boy favorite. John Mechie is also a Rock Boy favorite. They don't like the Michael Clemens pick. Yeah, he's a guy that I have a little higher on just because I think the traits are there. He just needs work. Bailey Zappi, a guy that probably comes and competes week 1. Like, I don't know if he'll start, but he's a guy that you can't ignore the production that he had at Western Kentucky. And then Vinny Gray, a guy that just needs to work on the ball skills. I mean, he's either tackling guys, not playing the ball correctly. Overall, pretty solid grade for the Seattle Seahawks. It's a rebuild year, so maybe we take some guys who I think we did a decent job, like a Nik Bontto guy. He's a guy that he might not be great week 1. He's got to figure out how you're going to use him. But I think he can be a good ball player. As usual, appreciate you guys rocking with the Rock Boys, checking us out. Let me know in the comment section where I went wrong, what you guys would do. I know a lot of you guys disagree with the picks, which is part of the process. I love it. I love talking ball. Let me know, and we'll be back with some more draft content. We got a good one coming up for tonight. Appreciate you guys. Talk to y'all later. Peace.